What's up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about my weekly rotation for this past week. This past week was kind of like all over the place with designers and mostly designers, I guess. But we're going to go ahead and start off with Sunday. This past weekend I was in Connecticut. So this was the fragrance I did bring to Connecticut. So of course, it's going to be a little rollover from my last weekly rotation video. So wore this one on Sunday driving down. Smelled fantastic. And now I'm probably ready to put this one on the shelf for a little bit longer, just because since I wore it for like 3 days in a row, ready to retire it for a little bit. Not that it's a bad fragrance, just probably I'll reach over like the Dior Sport or Dior Cologne, Dior Intense for a little bit, especially as the weather starts cooling down. Then on Monday, pulled out Mephisto. So Mephisto Gentle Uomo, I do not like as much as like the regular Mephisto, but if we're talking about just this DNA, I think Creed Silver Mountain Water is the best for this DNA. This is more like a dumbed down version of Silver Mountain Water. Doesn't mean it's bad. I just prefer Silver Mountain Water. But yeah, Mephisto, and I wore this fragrance obviously to work, but before I went to work, that's the day I went to go smell the new Bleu de Chanel Exclusive. So yeah, that's what I wore. And then for the next day is for Tuesday, and inspired me to wear a Bleu de Chanel fragrance since I smelled the Exclusive the day before. I actually almost went to go purchase the Exclusive of Bleu de Chanel, but gave it more thought. I'm gonna think about it. Macy's sometimes has like a 15% off sale. So I'm still on the fence about purchasing that Bleu de Chanel fragrance, just because it's close to the price that you could pay for like a Boy or 1957 or Coromandel, which I think those fragrances are better. So that's kind of why I'm on the fence about it. Still not too sure exactly what I'm going to do, but we'll see. But yeah, this was like my first actual full wearing of Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum. I have had the Eau de Toilette that I've only worn maybe like once or twice. Got rid of it, but then this is the Eau de Parfum. Eau de Parfum, I wore it. Longevity wasn't too bad, or the performance wasn't really that bad. I got about 8 to 9 hours. Didn't last my entire workday, so it didn't last more than 13 hours. But I definitely enjoy the dry down. The creaminess in the dry down is actually really nice. I would go nose blind to it, but then I would like pick it back up randomly. Really nice overall. But yeah, Bleu de Chanel. Basic. Did get a compliment though, and this was like a compliment maybe like 4 hours into my shift. So that is, I guess, to be noted. Then on Wednesday, pulled out the big guns, Imagination. It's been a while since I wore Imagination, so I decided to pull it back out. Enter it in the rotation, even though I said I was going to wear Meteor, and I completely forgot, and I pulled out Imagination. But Compliment Machine, once again, to work, pulled it out. I had to. Wednesday was a day that I was expecting to go into work. It was probably going to be a little bit more difficult. It was probably going to be a rough day. So I pulled out Imagination just to imagine a better day. And actually, it went very well. It was actually a really hard day that turned out to be really easy, if that even makes sense. But yeah, Imagination by Louis Vuitton is what I pulled out. Compliments all over. This stuff is great, and slowly putting a dent into this fragrance. Slowly. 200 mLs, I'm working on it, all right? And then that was Wednesday, Thursday, pulled out Heritage Eau de Toilette. So I was inspired to wear this by a YouTube comment. So I got this comment on my video that I made maybe closer to about a year ago now, asking me how performance was. So I decided to pull it back out just to see exactly how performance was. It's been a while since I wore it, so I was like, might as well. I think the last time I wore this fragrance, I either went tubing or snowboarding. I don't remember which one I wore it to. I think it was snowboarding, but I'm not too sure. So it's still snowing, and I think that was around November, December. So it's been like 6 months since I wore this fragrance. But yeah, it smells fantastic. Performance was definitely not an issue. I clocked it like around the 8-9 hour mark, and it was still going really strongly. But yeah, that's Heritage Eau de Toilette. People say it smells like danger by Roja. Like, hey, maybe Roja got some inspiration. Maybe not. Who knows? And then on yesterday, or today, technically, well, yesterday when you see this video, Saturday, the Noir 29 is what I pulled out. And this stuff is amazing, but it's also really strong. So I would, if you have this fragrance or if you're interested in this fragrance, be careful with the sprays. Not that I choked myself out today, but I feel like I was one spray away from choking myself out. Smelled this consistently throughout my entire day today. This definitely passed the 12, 13 hour mark. I didn't work today, but I was just out and about on the entire day. This stuff was going strong. If you want a really good fig fragrance, I definitely recommend this one. I'm surprised it's not called the Fig 29 or something, just because it's mostly a fig fragrance. It smells really nice though. It does remind me still of Puerto Rico and that tropical greenness that it has, but that's because there is fig, I guess, leaves or fig trees and plants there's fig plants, or I don't know if it's trees or whatever. So the memory of my uncle's house was accurate, just because that means he just has the fig, I believe it's a tree, so I believe he just has fig trees around his house. So smelling the fig and the fig leaves is my memory of Puerto Rico as a kid, being at his house and mostly staying at his house, especially when we, my family went to go, vacation in Puerto Rico. So that's what it reminds me of. Might not remind you of that if you are Puerto Rican. But yeah, really nice. Let me see if I can bring some other notes. Mostly it is a fig dominant fragrance. It is a creamier fig once it starts drying down, but it's still fig. But overall, pretty much a fig scent. Really nice though. I really enjoyed it. Enough so that I don't even think I'm going to consider looking for any more fig scents, just because it's going to be, I feel like it's going to be like another situation like Imagination. Imagination is like one of my favorite tea fragrances. I don't think I'm going to find anything better than Imagination. Viking, like for example, Creed Viking. Creed Viking is like the best barbershop fragrance to me. So there's no point of me trying to get some more barbershop fragrances if that's like the best one from me. I haven't found anything or smelled anything that has even gotten close to being better than that fragrance. So might as well just stop looking for something that's better than that fragrance and just, enjoy the masterpiece that you have. So yeah, anyways, that's what I'm thinking about right now with the note of the Noir 29. I think that's what I'm gonna stick with. Probably just not gonna go for any more fig forward fragrances or like fig dominant fragrances, just because this is a really good one. So why try to beat this fragrance when I think this is probably gonna be like the peak for me, especially with the scent memory, plus smelling really good. I think this might be my peak for fig. But yeah, let me know if you guys want in the comments down below. Please leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next video. Have a good one, guys.